The changes Disney made to Percy Jackson actually make the gods feel as vain and terrifying as they are always meant to be. Spoilers ahead. I've been a longtime fan of the Percy Jackson series, and in the books, Thalia's appearance was a complete surprise. The original lore of Thalia is that she's killed by monsters, and then Zeus turns her into a tree to save her last minute, until she's magically revived from the Golden Fleece at the end of the Sea of Monsters, which is why I was initially disappointed by the earlier reveal in the show that she would be revived. But the show does this because it sets up a much darker storyline. We find out Zeus struck down the monsters himself, then approaches Thalia and asks her to become his pawn in an upcoming war. And when she refuses, he turns her to a tree anyways. Talk about daddy issues. This change does a few really important things. First, yes, it establishes how intimidating the gods are. R.I.P. Lance Reddick, because his performance in season 1 absolutely nailed that presence. But more importantly, it shows us the selfishness of the gods, the kind that mythology and the Percy Jackson books via Rick Riordan are always talking about. And what makes it heartbreaking is how young the demigods are. You know they're kids when you read the books, but seeing it on screen, watching children rush into battle, fight monsters, and die for parents who barely acknowledge them, some of them who don't even find out ever who their parents were, it really shows how much power the gods have over their kids and how badly these kids want approval and how easy it is to manipulate them. That's why Annabeth believes the sirens when they show her Athena praising her, walking her straight towards her prideful doom, because the gods so often abandon them. Percy realizes this pretty early. He doesn't need Poseidon's love because he already has something real. His mom and his friends. That's why every time Poseidon shows up, Percy's one of the few demigods that hits him with the "Where were you the whole time I was in danger?" And this helps us understand why so many demigods side with Luke. The lack of affection, the constant sacrifice, being sent to die for parents who don't care. That bitterness destroyed Luke. So then the real question becomes, if Percy knows the gods are vain, why doesn't he side with Luke? It's because Luke becomes exactly what he hates. In trying to prove the gods don't care about those beneath them, Luke serves Kronos the Titan and treats his own army of demigods as expendable. Percy sees the hypocrisy, because Percy wasn't raised in the demigod world. Sally Jackson gave him morals. She taught him the value of life, friendship, and loyalty. Things a lot of the other demigods, like Annabeth voices, never got to experience. So in Percy's eyes, it's better to deal with flawed, vain gods you can understand and challenge than a titan who feels your revenge by using you the same way. Because power without care always creates monsters, no matter who's holding it.